A very good afternoon to you tuned into UBC TV. Welcome to our lunchtime news. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. This very last Monday of the month of January 2024, today being the 29th. Now, in a first story, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has been credited for reviving the cooperative movement, which has yielded fruits especially to people in rural settings. Financial inclusion and access to credit has become a right to all, including women and youth, and has contributed to community development as Uganda targets middle income status. Bushenyi district is one of the areas that has benefited from the cooperative movement, with savings and credit cooperative societies like Chamuunga and Kakanju Sub-County Sacco at the forefront. We have details to this.
The cooperative movement, it's revived in a way that for these 38 anniversary years, as CHAPS, we have moved far ahead, especially as CHAPS celebrates this year its 25th anniversary. We are celebrating as women. The movement has done a lot to women, especially in terms of businesses, in terms of moving forward. Take an example, the cooperative movement, especially SACCOs, are bringing at least a third of women at all levels. This has boosted the economy in most families.
We thank the President in particular because he visited us at CHAPS and he gave us a pickup and he promised to support us in many other things, like in networking our branches. He had also promised us to give us a loan for agriculture products to support the farmers, because most of our membership is farmers. When he visited us, he actually thanked CHAPS so much, and he was impressed. He later opened an account with us and he has his money in CHAPS. So really, I know the President loves SACCOs, and CHAPS is one of the best performing SACCOs, not only in the region, but even at the national level. And I want to thank him so much because we were suffering with the corporation tax as SACCOs countrywide. And the President gave us a waiver for 10 years.
To the government to give us the women fund, because most women, you may find they want money, they don't have the mortgages to use as their securities, their husbands cannot allow them to use their securities. So if the government maybe give that women fund, you may find it is at low interest. The women can use them in order to develop themselves.
That the government should add in more money so that as the customers can also get money, enough money to fund their businesses.
Makerere University wants her innovators to get intellectual property rights for their works to eliminate quack innovators. Vice Chancellor Professor Barnabas Nawangwe says that government expectations from innovators can only be realized in copyright innovations. He was speaking at the fifth grants awarding ceremony for 400 innovators.
At least 129 were awarded out of the over 500 applicants for the 5th Research and Innovations Fund. The Chairperson Grants Committee, Makerere Research and Innovations Fund, Professor Fred Masagas Masazi, told UBC that most awardees are members of staff.
I would like to call upon members of staff who have won the grant that the fund we receive is public funds, so that when we receive money, we must be mindful of who gives us this money, the government. There is need to do the accountability, there is need to do the reporting, and we are looking forward to see projects that can transform this country, because that is where the government is interested. Not only the government, but even the citizen. They are interested to know what is happening at the university. What is the contribution of the money which comes from government to Makerere University to do research and innovations.
The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, wants awardees to mentor students.
Master's students, even undergraduate students, you should mentor, especially those of you who are senior lecturers and above, you should mentor the younger colleagues into research and innovation. If you have come up with a product or a process that is unique, first protect it before you publish.
Since inception 4 years ago, Makerere University Research and Innovations Fund has awarded over 1,200 grants and recorded more than 800 innovations.
This is what we call a quality process. We are looking for quality ideas, and all of them they are good ideas, but they are supposed to go through a sieving process whereby the researchers, the proposals are being vetted by external veters coming from Uganda and beyond. You have several veters coming from other universities.
The Makerere University Research and Innovations Fund is funded by Government of Uganda. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
The acting director of labor at the Gender Ministry, Lawrence Egulu, emphasizes the necessity to separate labor issues from the 3-in-1 Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development Directorate. He was receiving a delegation of labor rights advocates and unionists attending the International Solidarity Summit in Uganda.
Labor issues seem overshadowed by the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, leaving labor issues unattended to.
Our issues end up being subsumed, swallowed up, because there's gender, labor, employment, children, women, culture, youth, disability, elderly.
The acting director for labor, Egulu Lawrence, says government is reviewing the merging of the 3 directorates in the Gender, Labor Ministry.
So there have been discussions about how do we separate the 3, because there's labor, gender, labor, and social development. So each of those can be a ministry, as you can imagine. So we also want our own home. So there have been those negotiations and discussions, which among other people they have also been able to spearhead. So our directorate is called Labor, Employment, and Occupational Safety and Health. We've ratified all ILO conventions, core conventions, and of course the right to collective bargaining is enshrined in our constitution, the right to organize, the right to assembly.
An international solidarity summit in Uganda with participating labor unions has encouraged Ugandan labor force to engage employers, respect their rights through collective bargaining agreements. The conveners of the conference, the Uganda Hotels, Food, Tourism, Supermarkets and Allied Workers Union Secretary General Mauku Moses, applauds the support.
That one of the biggest achievements that we have registered arising from the implementation of the project was the signing of the first collective bargaining agreement with Carrefour. Carrefour brings together over 400 workers in Uganda with 7 stores. And we have organized 99% of the workers of Carrefour. So we are excited about this achievement.
The Secretary General at the National Organization of Trade Unions in Uganda, NOTU, Richard Bijira, says unions like HTS Union is enforcing employers to accept workers to assemble and reach collective bargaining agreements.
The only thing I need to achieve is to ensure that workers of this country attain what they are supposed to attain, so that I leave a legacy. And we shall leave legacy, I want to assure you. We are going to do unthinkables, we are going to do things which people will look at us as radicals, but we want to assure the country and to assure Uni Global Union that we are going to do whatever it takes.
The Solidarity Summit delegation visited different labor sector affiliates and companies While at the International Labour Organization, the International Labour Organization officer Mwenya Kakasa highlighted the need for social justice and decent work.
So the main mandate of the ILO is really to promote what we call social justice, and also to promote internationally recognized human and labor rights. And as ILO, we do this through the application or implementation of what we call decent work country programs. How do we work at ensuring that workers, employers, or working men and women have better life or better livelihood?
Union officials from FNV Handel Union of Netherlands and UNI Global Federation are running a one-year project on organizing and collective bargaining for Carrefour supermarkets workers and other unionized employees for Workers' Union under the HTS Union.
And I think this project shows the solidarity of the workers. It doesn't matter whether you live in Africa, it doesn't matter whether you live in Europe. If you're united, you'll get the best collective agreements.
One of the key objectives of this campaign was organizing more workers and to recover the loss we had during the pandemic, and our project has been successful in that sense, as our union has organized hundreds of workers.
Sudat Kaye and Douglas Setumba, UBC News.
Minister for ICT, Dr. Chris Bariomunsi, has donated 2 hospital beds and additional health supplies to contribute to the improvement of Chihanda Health Center 2 in Kanungu District. The center serving Chihanda sub-county is currently in a dire state, facing challenges such as limited staff and insufficient equipment, which hampers the provision of basic medical care. The Rotary Club of Konge Rukuli conducted an assessment visit with the aim of mobilizing support from donors to address the facility's challenges.
Chihanda Health Center 2, located in Nyakatoma Parish, Chihanda Sub-County, Kanungu District, was established by Chihanda Women's Foundation for Development in 1994. The facility specializes in providing maternity and antenatal services to the local population. Its inception aimed to address maternal challenges arising from significant distances community members had to traverse to access health services, particularly for expectant mothers. Despite the commendable efforts, the center currently faces the challenge of an overwhelming patient load, with approximately 300 individuals seeking maternal, outpatient, and other health services monthly.
Averagely monthly, we have OPD and IPD, which is the outpatient and inpatient, of around 300, 400 patients. Antenatal, we average a week, we have averaged 10.
However, the facility struggles with a shortage of staff to effectively handle the increasing number of patients.
Is having 4 staffs, that is me, the in-charge, a midwife, nursing assistant, a porter, who doubles as the askari. Currently, we don't have a government staff. We are paid by the money consolidated from the sold drugs. However, our facility is a PNFB drug facility, private, not for profit.
This non-profit community initiative has been sustaining itself and receiving support through periodic donations. Unfortunately, the concluded tenure of these donations has left the facility in a dire state, lacking the necessary tools and equipment to adequately care for the patients.
It is not equipped because we don't have any money, we don't get any pay here, just to work for the community.
We were assisted one time by the global partners and another European from Germany. So they phased out just because they get the time of program ended there.
In response to the facility's urgent needs, the Rotary Club of Konge Lukuli conducted an assessment visit aiming to mobilize support for revitalization and smooth operationalization of the center.
Here is really, the situation is alarming. There are no beds in the in the health center too. There are only 4 beds. It's really very, very bad. However, I managed to convince our people in Kampala of Rotary Club of Kongerukuli to come and see on how we can support this area.
Chris Bariomus, the Member of Parliament for Kinkizi East, contributed to the facility's facelift by donating hospital beds and paint.
They have structures, they are becoming old, but the equipment and the kind of facilities, the supplies which are required are inadequate. To that effect, I have already donated 2 hospital beds and paint, so that we start on a facelift, as also we mobilize additional resources to equip the facility.
The government is actively involved in the process of establishing a health center 3 to enhance health services in the area, including providing ambulances to respond to the emergency situation. Susan Naung and Ivan Kakwa reporting for EBC TV.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. On return, we'll have more. Keep it with us.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Get value for your money by choosing the right paint. With Global Paints, you don't just paint, but paint for generations to come. Make Global Paints a paint of choice and make your building a paradise. We have weather coat emulsion, undercoat emulsion, silk vinyl emulsion, flat emulsion, super gloss, and high gloss. Global Paint, a reliable product.
Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. Now, road users and leaders in the West Nile sub-region have appealed to central government to tackle the deteriorating state of roads in the area. The business community wants authorities to address the poor road conditions which affect trade and transport in general.
These are stranded trailers along the Nebi-Goli-Paida road on transit to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Major business routes, the Arua Nebi Pakwach, Nebi Paida Vura Customs, Koboko Yumbe Moyo, and Arua Terego are in a sorry state, with the Karuma Pakwach Arua Road a crucial link in the region, exhibiting extensive wear and tear.
Right from Karuma is in this state as we see. We have raised this on the floor of Parliament. We have engaged the UNRWA. We have written to the Ministry of Works and Transport. We have done everything, but this is the state of road that we have for this region. Yet, this is a road which leads to these two neighboring countries, which brings in a lot of foreign income to this country through exports, through imports, and the road is in this state.
Drivers and motorists navigating these roads face constant mechanical problems due to potholes and deteriorating surfaces.
It spoils the vehicle. Sometimes even it causes accident on the road when you're trying to dodge pothole. Spend like from Nebi to here, almost you spend like 3 hours.
It is tiresome, it is stressful, it is tasking, it's not good.
It delays the business.
It delays the business a lot. Economically, I think it doesn't make any sense.
While Uganda National Roads Authority is responsible for road maintenance, delays and inadequate coverage persists.
And when we engaged the UNRWA officials, the engineers, told us that the road from Nebi to Arua is under design. But in the meantime, we appealed that let there be maintenance, let there be some rehabilitation. The whole of last year, this contractor was on this road. Maintenance from Nebi to Arua. Every time I come, I find the status of road the same. I move to the station manager of West Nile. He will come and do some 100 kilometers, some 200 meters of work, of maintenance on the road, some filling a few patches here and there, he disappears.
UNRWA's Arua Station Manager Ahmed Okir cites contractor issues and resource constraints that slow progress in road repairs.
Nebi to Arua Road, a contractor was handling, but along the way, contractor was not paid, has not been paid any RTC to date. And we found that, like you have said, some sections are peeling off. However, I have to put a lot of emphasis and effort on the contractor to come and complete the work right from Olepi up to Arua Station, Arua Town, where the work is remaining. I had only one grader, and the second grader had broken down. And I told you that, Honorable, we have only one grader, and the network is big, and even the second grader is not here.
Joseph Fodamam, UBC News.
See business news. Stakeholders in local tourism attractions are appealing for government support to enhance standards and attract more tourists. The administrator for Tanda Archaeological Archives revealed that these sites were excavated during the conflict between Kayikus and his brother Walumbe. Prince Katerega emphasized that this historical significance could be a focal point as Uganda hosted the NAM and G77 plus China summit.
It takes 1 hour driving from Kampala to Tanda Archaeological Archives site in Mityana district. In the history of Buganda, the famous caves are said to have been dug by Kayikuzi during a fight with his brother Walumbe. Tanda Archaeological Archives site has 200 historical caves, all on 25 acres surrounded by forest with traditional cultural artifacts. It is private and owned by the family of late Prince Besweri Molondo. This historical site that is believed especially by Baganda as a spiritual place for Walumbe responsible for human death, the caves, some are open and others covered with bark cloth. However, for Walumbe is covered with many bark cloth in various colors, neighboring Kayikuzi.
Wano iwakabaka bulamu abamameta Walumbe nefeza kabaka bulamu nyinimu aba kinene nene nyumba kinene byonna wano yabulira era wano batano badde nga twogera hondiga mintana ya Walumbe yeno eri Tanda yennyinimu tuvudde eri yonna teri nyanga n'emu eriko bino naye yiye yasobaka n'omuterako ebintu bwe biti.
The administrator of the historical site, Prince Katerega, says the site is environmental friendly, representing the culture and traditions of the land. He appealed to government for support.
I'm appealing to the minister now in place to come and visit, or the team to come and visit and see what they can help us, because we are getting so many European people who come here to visit for tourists. So I think we need some support to uplift this place. I want to thank the government, but there is already electricity. Some time back it was a darker place.
Prince Katerega said local tourism has more to offer that is interesting to the outside world.
We have tourists and culture. Those in the cultural part of it, they know, they usually come. Very many of them, every day they do come because they know it. It is already known in the Uganda government. It is already known in Uganda for that part.
Ekifo kityaza abantu abamawanga gonna si Baganda bokka n'abamawanga gonna. Ekifo kirungi kikimu byafaayo bya Walumbe ulasobako mu SST Walumbe, Kayikuzi, Nambi, Kintu, Gulu bonna ebyafaayo ebyo bisibuka ku kifo kino.
While at Tanda Archaeological Archives in Mityana district, there are caves of Kayikuzi and Walumbe and forests.
Jjajjaffe Ddungu ye jjajjaffe atambula ne Kayizi era jjajjaffe ono Wanyama era yavunaanyizibwa ku kuyigga musirikale wa Kabaka naye avunaanyizibwa ku kuyiggira Kabaka kyawatali Ddungu ne Kabaka talya.
Yajja bamweyana ono gwe Musambwa omukutuzi gwa ddiiru okutula ddiiru nga bw'onogamba osaba ddiiru y'obulamu, osaba ddiiru ya ssente, osaba ddiiru y'amaka, ddiiru y'ezzadde, oddukira wajjajja bamweyana eno oluva eri wa Kabaka bulamu otuukira wajjajja bamweyana n'ateekako omukono ku jjajja bulamu byagenda okukolera bamweyana n'ateekako omukono n'akutulira ddiiru zo ze weetaaga. Jjajja bamweyana ono yatambulira ennyo mu kitundu ky'obulalu, mu kitundu ky'obutamiivu, mu kitundu ky'obubbi. Oyinza okubeera awo gw'ogamba ye ze ne bwennyoma tegunkwata naye kikumbe jjajja bamweyana omwoyo ogwo gwakutuulamu gwe ne weewananga bwonyo.
Sudat Kaye and Fred Kasibante, UBC News.
In southwestern Uganda, a major milk-producing region grapples with hefty taxation adversely affecting the affordability of dairy products. Despite making substantial contributions to milk production, processors face burdensome taxes impeding profitability.
Sector representatives stress the adverse effects of VAT, import, export duties and other levies.
Yeah, because when the taxes are high, it means the suppliers of raw materials also increase the prices of the raw materials. So everything is very expensive because of the taxes. Yeah, that is the major challenge we are facing currently.
Dairy farmers lament low milk prices, attributing the issue partly to processor-related challenges.
Because if one season you have an oversupply and the other one you have an undersupply, the processors cannot effectively use the capacities they have. They can neither upgrade the capacity of processing because they are not sure of a sustained volume of supply.
Price. What we need to do is to organize the input, distribution and access for quality production, but also improvement on the animal nutrition and the animal health to be able to have more milk produced, but also quality along the value chain.
Efforts to address concerns have yet to yield significant changes, leaving stakeholders frustrated.
The tariffs are high. You see, you are breaking with the taxation within your own country, and again you break with the taxation within the opposite country. And whereas we are all in the East African community, so we are asking the government to intervene.
Lakeside Dairies, a major processor, highlights challenges despite high production volumes.
But currently, like starting from January, we are producing or processing more than 300 liters of milk per day. So that means even the farmers are supplying us more milk. It means production is also increasing. The reason why production is increasing is because we added more depots, like in Kampala, we added more depots. We added on exports. Currently, we are exporting more milk.
To foster industry stability, processors urge the government to reconsider taxation policies.
We are requesting the government to look into it, at least if they can give us some tax holidays, or if they can reduce on the tax, on the percentage of the tax. If it is 18%, at least they can make it something like maybe 5%, so that the company can also benefit something.
Current milk consumption rates fall short of global health standards, highlighting the need for action.
ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalippagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripusi? Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erunganisibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
My name is Colonel Edith Nakarema Asuzwa. I head the State House Investors Protection Unit established by His Excellency Retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The Uganda Electronic Investors Protection Portal is a digital platform that empowers investors to get authentic information, make inquiries, report, verify, and receive feedback. The Electronic Investors Protection Portal serves all existing and prospective investors, both domestic and foreign, as well as the general public, through enabling whistleblowers to report any concerns about investing in Uganda. The electronic portal guides investors with important and necessary information on investing in Uganda. It also offers a quick reporting and enforcement mechanism while ensuring real-time feedback. The Uganda Electronic Investors Protection Portal gives you access to authentic information and resources that are designed to help you make informed investment decisions and avoid common pitfalls.
To access the portal, log on to protection.statehouseinvest.go.ug or visit our website www.statehouseinvest.go.ug. Email us on info@statehouseinvest.go.ug or call us on 0326 100630. Visit our office at Lumumba Avenue, Plot 51B, Nakasero Hill, Kampala, Uganda. The State House Investors Protection Unit, empowering investors.
And in the world of sport, Uganda's Skateboard Union has set its sights on professionalizing the sport. This they have done through various avenues, but one so pronounced like Skateboarding Professionalization Workshop at Alliance Franchise Office in Kamocha.
Sport of skating in Uganda isn't new to many, but truth is few know that it's a recognized sport by the government and has since the past games been admitted into the Olympics. But though that's a step in the right direction, especially for Uganda's athletes, administrators understand that a lot needs to be done to enable the public partake of the sport professionally as a career and not as a pastime as it's perceived by many. Because of that, Uganda Skateboard Union thought of a professionalization workshop.
I've learned a lot. I've learned that this sports is not all about you being known far away where you're going to compete, but also people in your community knowing what you're doing.
What I've learned about this workshop, I've learned a lot how we should behave in the society, in the communities that we live in.
Attended by skateboarding authorities, athletes, the media, and administrators like the Uganda Olympic Committee, it aimed at, among others, fostering a deeper understanding of the rules and standards that govern the sport.
And I feel if governance is sorted, they can really reach the heights of, being recognized and becoming even more than just a legitimate sport, but a sport that can also earn them something as a federation and also as individuals.
The broader aim of Uganda Skateboard Union is to elevate the sport to new heights by laying the foundation for a more professional and thriving skateboarding community.
And our game, you do not play anywhere. We do not play on the streets. We do not play on like football. I can get a ball, play behind my compound, which is different from skateboarding. So we call upon support from different people, support from corporate organizations, from non-government organizations, support from our government, from anybody, and do not underestimate any kind of support. Any support is very important.
As they strive to professionalize the sport and spread it across the country, a few challenges like lack of infrastructure derail the process.
We lack some judges and the coaches who can come and train the national team. We don't have the coaches to train the national team.
But with agencies like the French Embassy, not all hope is lost.
We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Let's catch you in our other bulletins. That is in the evening. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Bye-bye. Enjoy the week.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.